All right, so how about some Monday motivation for you today? Now, Fola Daniel Adelesi started a discussion last week about rejection, dealing with rejection. And he gave us some tips on how to deal with them. And we're going to be continuing on along these lines. Today, we're going to be focusing on why you cannot let a series of no's get in the way of trying again. I like that. You know, we live in a country where you have a lot of entrepreneurs and people who have dreams about what they want to do, what they want to achieve, lots of things that people want to, they just want to go out there and do it. But sometimes, after you receive 10 no's to your proposal, you just start thinking, you know, should I just go and get a job? Let me just get a job and be a responsible citizen and contribute to my family or whatever it is.
I can tell you I've been there repeatedly. But, you know, one of the things you must first of all pay attention to is that no means next opportunity. So when somebody says no, it means next opportunity. Another person says no, it means next opportunity. And you're going to hear it over and over again. Look at all the people that we know about who have been famously successful. There's not one of them who succeeded once at the first attempt. There are people who have to try it repeatedly. Sometimes, like we try to say, when somebody says no to you, it doesn't mean you're not good enough. What it probably means is that you need to do some form of introspection. Is there something you need to do differently? Is there something you're not doing correctly? Or does it mean that you're trying to sell to the wrong people? In one category, when you keep hearing no, it might be that you're selling to the wrong person. Take, for example, if I want to sell a particular kind of luxury car, and I go to people who are living in penury, how long do you think it would take me to sell that car?
It'll probably take you longer.
I may never even sell it because it's in the wrong place. But if I take the same car to a certain part of Lagos, it may not take 24 hours to sell the same car. So one of the things, or one of the reasons you're probably getting a no, could be that you're selling to the wrong market, or you're pitching yourself to the wrong set of people. So if you understand who you are, that's why we keep emphasizing your person. If you understand who you are, you will not go to the wrong set of people. You won't keep trying to push yourself on them. You won't keep trying to force them to accept your person or your ideals or your ideas. Now, that doesn't mean that if you go to the right people, they won't say no. Sometimes somebody is just not in the right frame of mind, and sometimes somebody is just not in the right mood, and then they just tell you no.
So, but how about a situation where sometimes I've heard people say stuff like, you're getting a lot of no's, you know your product is good, you know that this is the market that you should be in. But you then hear people say things like maybe it's an idea that came before its time, or you need to throw away the idea because you've been getting no's for too long. Is there a point where you say, okay, I've had enough?
There's always a time to change your strategy. I don't believe that ideas usually come before their time. What it just might mean is that the presentation of that idea, people haven't been receptive to it, and you need to find a way to get people to receive that idea. For example, when computers came in, people still loved their good old typewriters. People were more comfortable with it. People who were secretaries in those days when computers were introduced had to go back to school to learn how to use computers. Those of them who didn't lost their jobs. Those who did were able to retain their jobs. So sometimes what you need to do is to change your strategy. The no's will keep coming. We all will get the no's, whether we like it or not. There are a number of times everything is just perfect with your idea. And yes, it might just be that you just need to wait a little more. For you to get that, just a little bit longer in some cases.
So how about this instance where we said that at what point should you then say, you know what, I think I've had enough. You know, sometimes so maybe you waited 1 year, 2 years, 3 years,
and nothing is happening.
And nothing is happening.
Okay, there's no. I can't give a time because it's different for different people. For example, some people don't have to wait for too long. Everything just starts clicking. And there are those who have to wait 10 years. There are those who have to wait 20 years. There are those who wait 7 years. It's like the issue of childbearing again. Some people get into marriage and overnight they score a hat trick. And then some people have to wait 10 years, 15 years, 30 years. But what you must do, because we're talking about life now and probably business and career opportunities, if your main thing is not working, find something that keeps you going in the meantime, but don't give up on the main thing. Don't keep your eyes off the main goal. You see, just like most Nigerian students, what we try to do is when you try to get into school, you want to study law, they don't give you law, then you go for English and you forget law completely. What we should, what I anticipate is that after studying English, at some point, you're able to come back to that law, which is the original desire. But, you know, people just give it up here in Nigeria. But what you should do is find something that keeps you going. Find something that brings money into your pocket temporarily or that sustains you while you're working on the main dream. Don't ever give up on it. There are times, for example, I was talking to somebody recently, in some of the climes, digital marketing is a big deal. It's accepted. But in Nigeria, there are issues here and there. It's still not totally accepted. People are still skeptical. People want to see physical results. So what you have, something may not be wrong with it. Timing might be issue. The climb might be issue. The people you're trying to sell to might be issue. So you need to ask yourself, am I selling to the wrong people? Am I talking to the wrong set of people? Do they even, or am I even in the right environment?
Now, Fola, one of the things that also I think is a big challenge to many people is what should be my frame of mind, my mindset when I'm going through these challenges. So sometimes, I've heard everything you've had to say today, and I've said to myself, okay, I'm in it for the long haul. No matter what happens, I'm going to stay. I'm going to go. I'm going to stay
going anywhere.
You know, I know this is a long distance journey. Let me keep at it. But what should be my mindset while I'm going through this process?
It can be very tough. I'll tell you that, very tough and very discouraging. I've been there. I've been discouraged over and over and over again. In fact, I tell people that the reason I'm able to encourage you is because of the discouragements that I've had. So I'm encouraging you from the angle of my pain. And when I speak to you from the angle of my pain, the reason we're able to connect is because my pain connects to your pain. That's exactly why we're able to connect. So what should be your mind frame is, number one, keep somebody around you who believes in you. So those people are going to constantly encourage you. Look, this is an issue. It's not about you. It's not about your personality. You need somebody to keep repeating that into your mind, that it's not you. You're not a failure. It's just an event. It's something that you probably didn't get right. It's something that you can do differently. So you need people around you who believe in your person, who will keep encouraging you, at the same time helping you to see what you can tweak. Don't just do it the same way repeatedly. What can you do differently? Who can you talk to, or who can help you out? So the major thing, keep things that encourage you around you. Then the second thing, keep people that encourage you around you. If the people around you don't encourage you, you have no business sitting with them.
Now, as we get ready to round off this morning, there's something that you said at the beginning of this conversation, which was no means next opportunity, which is good, you know, on paper. Because sometimes, you know, that next opportunity, you know, it can be pretty tough. But how about a situation where you've been given a no in a particular location or a particular company? Should you go back to where you have been given a no before, or should you go for the next opportunity?
You can go back, because sometimes it could be that the timing wasn't right for that company, and some other times, if it's a company that experiences change of leadership, one leader may not be receptive to that idea, the next leader might be receptive to it. So yes, you can go back. It doesn't mean that once they say no, you can't go back. And in some cases, it could just be that things have changed. So you can go back to the same person or to a different leader in the same organization. Yes, you can always go back. But when you're going back, add something new. Don't let it be exactly what you took there the previous time. Let's show them that you have additional value. If you brought something to me 5 years ago and you're bringing it back today, should it be exactly the same thing? No. Value should have been added. There should be more propositions. So that way, it's even more exciting to me.
Wow, Fola Adelesi, thank you so much for motivating us this morning.
And thank you for never saying no to me.
Yeah, for motivating us this morning. And if you're out there this morning and you're saying to yourself, they said no to me before, it's time to go back, according to Fola Adelesi. And even if they say no again, you know, you just keep going back until you get a yes from them.